And we're very delighted to welcome into the studio a wonderful flautist. Her name is Anastasiya Squires, and she was born in Ukraine. Anastasia, welcome to our studio.
Thank you. My pleasure.
We're very excited to hear your performance. I believe you'll be performing a movement from a Mozart flute concerto.
Correct, yes.
And how did you happen to choose that particular piece?
Well, D major concerto is my most favorite concerto that Mozart wrote. Actually, it was originally written for oboe and then translated for flute. But it brings all of the flute melodies and technical things. So I just happen to love it so much, and it's my pleasure that I can perform it in Carnegie Hall.
Yes. Is this your first trip to New York?
Yes, it is.
Oh, really? And so what do you think of the city so far?
I'm in love. It's amazing. It actually reminds me so much of Chicago, but bigger. And it's like so many. We went to with my husband to see the Late Show where Stephen Colbert. I'm a big fan. Big pictures there, and Central Park and Hotel Plaza. I mean, it's just so much things to see. So many. Yeah.
Now, as noted, you live in Chicago, but you were born in Lviv, Ukraine. And how many years did you spend in Ukraine before you left?
I think I left when I was in 20 years, something like that. So yeah, I came to United States in 2015.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you speak English so beautifully. Did you study English in Ukraine?
I did, but the main English lesson was when I actually came here, and I understood that everything I know was less than a zero. So I had to get really intense with my English. So when I became a Roosevelt University student, I had intense English classes with speaking, writing, reading,
Right.
talking. Yeah.
Now, it says in your background, in the resume that I have, that your first performance was at the age of 4. Now, how does someone who is 4-year-old play the flute?
That's actually an interesting story. So I have an older sister that she was studying in a musical school, piano. And me and my mom were always going to support her, wait for her basically, for her lesson to be over. And one teacher saw me and she's like, why would you just sit here and waste, time? You can also have some lessons here. So she was teaching Ukrainian flute. And I came there, I tried it, and she's like, wow, you have talent to music as well. So would you like to attend my lessons? So this is how I started to attend a flute Ukrainian version of that, and this is how was my first concert, playing with my sister on the stage. She was playing piano, I was playing flute.
Now, it says that at the age of 7, you won your first international competition. So that means 36 months after you started, taking up the instrument, you won a competition. How is that possible?
So at the age of 6, I became a student of Lviv musical special boarding school for extraordinary talented kids with music, and I learned how to play classical flute. And then my professor told me about the competition in Poland if I would like to attend. So of course I agreed to it, and as it happens, I became grand prize winner.
It just happened.
I mean, I was getting ready for it. I was working hard, and everything was memorized. And I just love classical flute. I was so happy to switch from Ukrainian version to classical flute. Yeah.
And then you have a cadenza.
Yes. Would you like me to play it?
Yeah, just play the cadenza, yes.
Okay.
the end also like that.
Yes.
Because in the part here is not. You just take the part of the first violins. Play. You like to play that? That's fine.
I do.
The cadenza is very clear. I understand what you are doing. There is a trillo lower than higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Do you have any questions? Otherwise, your playing is very straightforward. That's not difficult to understand. It's very
Thank
clear.
you.
Everything very, very beautiful.
And you then, did you attend the Chicago, the Roosevelt University, Chicago Performing Arts, didn't you?
Yes. Yes.
And so you left Ukraine to come to Chicago.
Yes.
And how did you get a scholarship? How did you happen to pick the CCPA at Roosevelt University?
Well, actually, the story behind how I came to United States was invitation from Chicago Symphony for the principal flute audition. So I came for the audition, and so later I realized, okay, my language is not good, and I need to know more people. I need to know the way American, way of playing flute. So I decided to go to Roosevelt University. I like the location, and I mean, it's so close to Chicago Symphony, so yeah, this is how I chose Roosevelt University, basically. Good location.
Did you audition for that in person at Orchestra Hall?
Yes, on the main stage.
Oh my goodness!
Yes, and that's actually my first audition I ever took.
Is that right? I'll bet you came pretty close. And who are you studying with now in Chicago?
So I already graduated, but my professor was at that time assistant principal flute of Chicago Symphony, Richard Graff. So I auditioned to become his student, and he was happy to have me there. And very quickly I got a scholarship. So I became a full-time student for solo performance, flute solo performance diploma.
I see. Are you familiar with the Kiev Moila Institute Academy?
Moila? No.
Yeah.
I studied in Kiev Music Academy, named after Tchaikovsky.
And lastly, Anastasia, you recently issued a CD on the Aeolian Classics label.
Yes.
And what is on that CD?
Is a lot of classical famous flute repertoire that was chosen by the president of the competition in collaboration with me. He actually recording piano with me on that CD. He's accompanying for me. So that was a competition that I won. So part of that competition was to play in the best concert halls, in Carnegie Hall in Chicago, one of them, and recording the CD. So that was my honor.
Wonderful. Where was that album recorded?
Well, the recording itself we did at Roosevelt University in Guns Hall. It's a beautiful stage, great acoustics, so no wonder we chose that space. And it's very familiar to me because I played a lot of recitals there too during my education.
I see. You know, I'm on the board of the CCPA. Did you know that?
No.
Yes, I'm on the
That's a
board.
nice surprise.
Yes,
Oh, that's amazing.
I left Chicago. I live in Boston, but I'll be in Chicago Friday. Maybe we'll get together. It's wonderful to have you on. Anastasia, I appreciate your time very much, and we look forward to your performance on Tuesday. And thank you very much for coming by.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate you.